go-to styles, my favorite. So first I'm going to talk to you about heat protectants and why they're so important. I don't know if you guys have seen that video that's going around that's pretty much viral. That's like a little girl and she's trying to show you how to curl her hair and she fries her hair off, okay? She has other issues of why it happened, but that's pretty much my best way to show you need a heat protectant in your hair before you're putting a hot tool on it. Basically what a heat protectant does is when you're styling your hair, when it heats up, the hair cuticle opens and that's what allows it to change form. And when it's open, it also makes it more susceptible to damage and to losing moisture and also losing color even. So basically what a heat protectant does is it seals the hair and, where's that sun coming from? Oh girl. So basically what it does is it seals the hair and it allows it to hold in moisture, it protects it from heat damage, it makes the texture softer, it adds shine, sometimes even elasticity. So it's really important to make sure that if you want your hair to be nice and shiny and last, it is important that that you're protecting it every time you're putting something hot on it. Another analogy I like to tell my clients is your hair has an equal amount of moisture in it than an egg does. Well, think about when you're cooking an egg. So you crack it open, put it on the stove, and it starts cooking within seconds. It starts getting hot if it's hot enough. So if you put it on like a frying stove, it's gonna be cooked within seconds. Well, your hair is the same way. It has the same amount of moisture. So if you're taking a heat tool to it and to a small section of it that has moisture in it and you're not putting anything on it to protect it, you're literally frying your hair within seconds. And something that's another big problem that people do is they hold their heat tool on it way too long. So it should be set at the right temperature for your hair type, not just as hot as it can go because you want it quick. It needs to be set at the right temperature for your hair type. It has to have a heat protectant on it if you really want it to be nice hair for the long haul. And also, you don't ever want to hold your heat tool on it for more than 5 seconds, especially if it's at high heat. Once you get past that, take it off, do it again. Because if you just keep holding it on there, you're only damaging at that point and you're not even styling it. So those are some really good tips. Also, when you're shopping for your heat protectant, the quality really does matter. So some heat protectants that are more like the mass brand or like they're not a professional brand, they still say they're a heat protectant. They still might do some good, but they only protect up to a certain heat, and most tools these days go up to about 450 degrees. So if you're using a tool extremely hot, and the heat protectant you're using, yeah, it's better than nothing, but if it's not protecting to the full amount, it's kind of like, why are you doing it? You're almost wasting your time. And a lot of them use filler products that coat your hair and you get a product buildup and it's just yucky. It's not good altogether. So I'm going to show you 3 of my favorite ones that I've used throughout my life. The one I used to use a long time ago that I really liked was TG. It looks like this. Can you see that? Can you see that right there? So it is a flat iron shine spray. This is really good if you have very oily hair type. No, that's not what I meant to say. This is really good if you have a very dry hair type because it has kind of an oil base to it and it adds shine, which is really nice. Sorry, that sun. Ooh, it's bothering me. So that one's really good. Another one that is awesome is Oscar Blondie. It is a dry styling heat protectant spray. Sorry, I was trying to read it through the camera. It's awesome. The reason I like this the most is because it goes up to 450 degrees, which most styling tools or most heat protectants actually don't go that high, but this one does, and that's about as high as any tool goes. I would hope that you're not using it any hotter than that, especially if you have like Caucasian hair or something like that. Please, dear God, do not fry your hair off because you're trying to get it faster or whatever. This is really good for all hair types, especially fine hair. It doesn't have a product buildup that it leaves after. It's kind of technology behind it is that it actually saran wraps around the hair, and then when you use it, it burns off, which is what you want a heat protectant to do. You don't want it to be left behind unless there's an oil to it, which in that case it leaves kind of a shine, but it's never going to leave like a kind of like a gel type feeling when you have that in your hair. It shouldn't feel like that, or it's probably not working right. My current favorite heat protectant is by AG, and I'm gonna get good at this one day. It's called Firewall. And it is an argan flat iron spray. This is what you're going to see me use in the video. And I really love it because it has an argan oil to it. So it leaves a nice shine, a nice sleek feeling. But it's not a product-y build-up type of feeling. It just is nice, sleek feeling. It smells good. And I feel like it really does protect it because I haven't noticed since I've been using it that it's very damaging feeling, which is nice. So all of those products are kind of a little bit more for a curly type of hair, a drier type of hair. The Oscar Blondie one that I showed you would be good for pretty much any hair type. Even fine hair would be good for because it's very lightweight. So that would be good. I will say if you have finer hair, the oilier kinds are probably not going to be good for you. They leave good shine, but they're not going to give you, they're going to kind of feel heavier. So I would definitely ask your stylist what she thinks is the best for your hair type. Not all products are created equal. Not everyone can use the same thing. So definitely talk to your stylist, see what they say for your hair. And when you go for buying one, I would just say to go for something, go for quality. Even if it is a little more expensive, it's your hair. So unless you want it looking like poo, I would suggest, you know, splurging a little bit on that. Heat protectants, if you're using them right, they should actually last a long time, especially the more aerosol type kinds. So it's something that'll last you quite a while. Like I've had this particular bottle for, I want to say, I had this one for at least 2 months, and it's like to here. And I'm serious. And I have a lot of hair, and I use it at least 3 times a week, at least. So it's pretty awesome, and it lasts, and it's worth it, and it's great. So all 3 of those I definitely recommend. You can find them at Ulta. Plug from my store. They also sell them at different salons. You could probably find them online, I'm sure, if you go to like Amazon or something like that. They all are about $21 to $23. But like I said, they last really long, so they're worth it. To the tutorial of how I do my hair like this, and I hope you like it. So first things first, I'm going to show you guys how to do the first part, and then we'll speed everything up. So you first want to take your hair down and brush through it. Alright, and then I like to leave mine fairly sectioned like that. And the way I do it is I take my fingers and kind of push them through parallel to the head and take the first section down like that. Back looks like that. And then I take the whole top and flip it up out of the way. And I just do the hair tie and make it look all crazy. Dink. And then I take the bottom section and I split it in half. And then I pull everything forward. Then I take my heat protectant. Ding! Knock things over. Give it one brush through real quick. And then it's time. So I like to take my section and split this in half. And when I'm doing it, I always curl backwards. So from the half of the head, this half goes back this way, this half goes back this way. And I take the first section, and I like to run it through one time really quick, just because I have curly hair, so it kind of gets some of the like kinks out a little bit. And then I start kind of in the center and start wrapping up. And it lost a little tension, so I'm going to start again. And then I hold it for a second, and it's very hot because I have curly hair, so you don't have to hold it very long. At the most, probably like 5 seconds, I would say. Not more than that. Don't be like that one girl's video and hold it for like 20 seconds and fry your hair off. That's a bad day. Alright, so then I take the back section, same thing, slide it through one time. Then I go halfway in and start curling. you just start twisting it, roll it up, hold it, drop it. And there it is. Ding, ding. And then I flip them to the back and do the other side. Slide it through, halfway, start rolling. I feel like it's harder to keep tension on my bottom sections, so sometimes you have to do it over again. Just make sure you're not holding it on for a long time because it is really hot. Slide it through, halfway, wrap up. And just keep wrapping till your little ends are tucked in, and then drop it. And sometimes I get these little curly guys right up at the root, so then I'll just hold it out and just kind of like stick my iron up in there, you know. And that is how I do it. So I'm going to take the next section. At that point you can spray it with hairspray if your hair is kind of resistant to holding a curl. That will kind of help it stay better. So I'm just going to take the next section, I'm going to drop it, and do the same thing I did last time. Kind of scoop my fingers around, pull the section down, and then clip the rest up, and then half it. And pull everything forward, and then when I go to section it, I just kind of grab the top part because I'm trying not to grab the curls in the bottom, and spray away. Looking at my mirror behind you, sorry. It doesn't go well with gum, I'm just saying.